This is the dark side of entrepreneurship, and this is the blunt advice that I'm going to give you if you're going through this time period, or in general, if you just want to hear about the dark sides of entrepreneurship and understand what you're getting yourself into, or if you're already running your business, a constant reminder of what is coming your way. So this isn't to scare anybody. This isn't to sway anybody away from entrepreneurship. I think it is the most fulfilling thing ever, like the most self-fulfilling thing ever. You have a dream, you go after the dream, you build a business around something that makes you feel fulfilled, and it is the most fulfilling thing you can ever do with your life, in my opinion. So, dark side, I have 3 points here. The first point is that motivation is like a piece of gum. So we have those extra pieces of gum. They're called Extra. It's like Spearmint, I think, is the most popular brand. And what tends to happen is you chew the piece of gum for a little bit, for an hour or two, and the flavor goes away. That is exactly how motivation plays in your entrepreneurial journey. So a lot of times what we think is like, you figure out a business model, you see this agency, you see Iman promoting an agency, or you see somebody talking about a copywriting business, or if you're already an expert in the field, a consulting business, and you think this is going to be so great, this is the end of all of my troubles. I'm now reaching the road where everything makes sense. I'm going to get complete clarity. I'm going to build a business. I'm going to scale it to $10,000 a month, to $100,000 a month, to $200,000 a month, whatever. I'm going to build up a great business. I'm going to exit it. Whatever your dream is with that, you think it's so streamlined, and the motivation appears very, 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 very predominant and clearly in those first early stages. I think I read a statistic a few days ago. It said 19% of businesses failed in the first year, and that number jumps up to 49% after the second year. So what we see here is that motivation truly is like a piece of gum. You'll chew on it for a little bit, the flavor will last you a few hours, but after that, it just goes straight into grit and how bad do you actually want to persevere through all the shiny object syndrome and through all of the temptation to switch business models and go to something new. The second part I have here is you constantly feel like you're behind. So when I started this YouTube channel, I looked and compared myself to every other YouTuber out on the block. And I noticed that they've been in the game for longer, they have more videos uploaded, they have more engagement, they have more subscribers. Everything was stacked against me, but guess what? What I had to figure out, and what you have to figure out, and you have to literally switch your mindset on this, is look, when they came in the game, guess what? There was a person who had more subscribers, who had more videos, who had way more experience, who had way more time on YouTube when they started off, and look where they're at right now. So everybody has a day one. Best time to start was 6 months ago. Second best time is right now. And understanding that if you feel like you're behind, that's just a perspective shift that you have to have in your head. Because a lot of times we're really on the right track, the right course. If you're getting into YouTube in your teenage years, you are far more statistically ahead and placed at a much larger advantage than somebody who's starting YouTube if they're 40 or 50. Now, if you're 40 or 50 and you're starting YouTube, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Colonel Sanders, the CEO of KFC, like he started KFC in his 60s, I'm pretty sure, or 55, 60, somewhere around that. So understanding that it's all a perspective shift and that literally you're putting yourself a much greater advantage, even if you're in your 20s by starting up a YouTube channel, is going to exponentially grow your personal brand the longer you're in it, your business, the longer you stay in the YouTube game, and yourself. It's going to literally improve yourself because you're going to get more comfortable in front of the camera and you're going to be able to actually talk to a black box that's just lifelessly staring at you. So that was tip number 2, and sort of another dark side. It's another dark side of it. Understand that you feel like you're constantly behind, but the solution to that is perspective shift. So comparison is the thief of joy. We all know that quote. Live by it and understand that you're perfectly in the place where you're supposed to be at. And if you just keep going forward, you will get to your desired outcome if you just keep a straight moral compass. So third thing that nobody tells you about entrepreneurship, the third dark side to entrepreneurship is my favorite. And it's that nobody holds you accountable. And this is what I think separates a lot of business owners. This is what separates a lot of entrepreneurs that call themselves entrepreneurs and from people that actually run their show. So everybody gets either in the victim complex in this stage, or everybody gets in the accountability complex. Because nobody holds you accountable, at times you will be misdirected. And because nobody holds you accountable at times, you will not only feel unmotivated, but you will also ask yourself why. And the reason why I drive this point home that no one's going to hold you accountable is a blessing in disguise. And the point that I'm trying to drive down here is that nobody understands the exact vision that you have in your head. So what exactly does this mean? You have a vision of where you want your life to be. The person next to you has a vision of where they want their life to be. It might not align. So why would you listen to anybody to even hold you accountable to a life that they believe is best for them and not you? And this is where soul searching comes into play. So writing down your business's 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year plan, and even 10 year plan, something that Matt Gray actually showed me and something that I used, his founder OS vision board timeline or whatever. I downloaded it. It was for absolutely free. Talked about it in one of his YouTube videos, and it was a 1 year or 3 year goal and 10 year goal. And you would write down your company values, the niche, your marketing system, your company's 3 year goals, and your company's 10 year goals. And so as soon as I did this, I got super clear on, look, it's not even a matter of how quickly I can get a win in the first 6, 12 months. If you just stay in the game for 36 months, you stay in the game for 50 months, you stay in the game for 8 years, 10 years, you are statistically going to be better off as far as knowledge goes, as far as experience goes, and as far as accuracy goes than your competitors by simply just staying in the game longer. And Patrick Bet-David talks about this in Your Next 5 Moves. I would highly suggest reading that book. It's actually right over there. Highly recommend it because he talks about if you simply just stay in the game for a longer period of time, you are not only at a better advantage, but you simply are just going to exponentially grow the longer you stay in. So the fact that nobody holds you accountable in this journey of entrepreneurship is a blessing in disguise because nobody sees the exact vision that you have for your life, and nobody understands your founder and company values to the extent that you do. And if you wake up every single day and you review your plan, if you wake up every single day and you review your company values, you review where you want to be in 3, 6, 10 years, I promise you, you will be in a much better position than not only your competition, but the person you were 6 to 12 months ago. So the 3 dark sides of entrepreneurship: motivation is fake. It's not lasting. Do not rely on it. You constantly feel like you're behind in this journey, even though you're not. It's all about perception. When people throw up multiple different things on social media, that's why I would avoid that if you're really starting off, because you'll get swayed a bunch of different ways. And number 3 is nobody holds you accountable because nobody sees the vision that you have exactly in your head like you do. That being said, I hope I explained some of the dark sides of entrepreneurship, how I've handled them, some solutions to the problems. Hope you got some takeaways from this video. Actually, go write down your vision board. I would go look up Matt Gray, Founder OS vision board, and kind of replicate his with the company values, the niche, the marketing system, 3 year goals, and 10 year goals. Go do that. You'll get a lot of clarity. And I promise you, this dark side of entrepreneurship doesn't have to be dark. It's just a period and a passage of the time. So that being said, I'll catch y'all in the next one.